Hello and welcome to Catfish Trash Talk. This is episode 32. I'm your host, comedian Tracey Carnazzo. I'm joined by my lovely co-host, Noelle Winters Herzog.
Hi, hello.
Hi, Noelle. What a wild ride this episode was.
It turned out to be a lot more than I expected.
Right. Do you remember this?
Okay. I didn't remember it until the reveal. Then I was like, oh, I remember this.
The reveal was the remembering. So
Yes.
we're going to get into everything. If you guys want to hear more of us, go to patreon.com/trash talk podcast, where we have a bonus exclusively for the Catfish Trash Talk listeners, which is the reunion season 1 recap, which fun.
That was so much fun.
I watched it and I was like, oh, we have to recap this.
Yeah, no, because we weren't going to at first.
We're gonna, but now we
Very
did.
Good. We did just for you.
We couldn't stop.
We couldn't not do it.
We're here to talk about season 2, episode 2, Anthony and Marq with a Q.
Marq with a Q.
All right. So Neve and Max, they always have to have like this seamless intro, kind of like, oh, we were just sitting around talking. Like, oh, should we film the show now?
But I feel like he does it. They do it with Cammy too. Like,
no, they always
breakfast together.
Right. And then it's like, oh, should we check our emails?
Yeah. Right. It's like this isn't
real.
real.
You should, because the whole crew is here.
Everybody's here ready.
And we've scheduled to record today. That's why we've
made this email up for you. Right. And we've chosen it.
Right. We have cue cards.
Like, it's so funny. It's like, Neve, you're not going through 10,000 emails just randomly picking.
Right. And like, oh, look at that. Oh, that's so weird. He was the guy that sent me the 8 millionth email was sitting by his computer.
Yeah. It just so happens.
In studio lighting. And we had all these plane tickets booked. So that's good. All right. So season 2, episode 2, Neve and Max start off. They're talking about their shoes.
Right. I don't like when people step on my new shoes.
Who likes that?
I don't know. I know. Max, like, are you one of those people that don't like it when people step on your
I
shoes?
love it. You know what I like? I like when people come to my house and they smear poop on the walls.
Yeah, no, that's my favorite. Yeah. I know.
Also, like when I get new clothes, if they could get like something on it, like throw ketchup at me.
I like to just slide on grass with them. With
me too. I like to skid into home. Yeah. Oh, Neve, you're so weird. So all right, we meet Anthony. He's 27. He's a medically retired veteran, and he was wounded in Iraq. And he met Marq with a Q on Facebook, and they've been dating for 7 months, and they talk on the phone every day. And also, Anthony is from Texas.
Okay. And he has a purple heart.
He has a purple heart. He said that Marq's pictures seem pretty fake, and he never showed up when they were supposed to meet up.
So, like, right off the bat, he knows.
No, he knows.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, you know. So if you've gone as far as knowing that he's fake, I think you might know who he is too.
I feel like maybe yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Also, he didn't show up when they were supposed to meet because not only was he carjacked, he was then ran over by the car.
He says it so straight-faced.
Do you remember when our friends got carjacked?
No.
You don't remember?
No, I mean, I'm sure it happened. I just don't remember.
Yeah. I will say a name that will not reveal who it is.
Okay.
Clamp.
Okay. Oh, was this like around like where I live now?
Yes.
Like, yeah. Okay. I thought so. Yeah. I remember this.
Yes. They got carjacked.
Stirred a memory.
Right.
You're right. It won't give away who it is.
No, it doesn't give away. But they did not get run over by the car. So what happens? Like, you get carjacked, you get out of the car, and then you stand in front of it?
Well, maybe he was like, no, don't take it.
Right. And then they were like, we're going to hit him
over. Right. I don't know.
I feel like
that works.
But that now it's like, so you got carjacked. So that's what's it? Robbery.
Right.
And then, I think it's grand larceny. And then I think grand larceny is anything over $5,000. And then, depending on what kind of car you have.
Right. I still don't even know what racketeering is. I think that's bribing.
It's something. It's something very Italian.
It's something very Sopranos.
It's something that you get arrested for when really you've killed someone, but they can't get you on that.
Right.
That's what happens.
Yeah. Okay, good.
So that's grand larceny, and then it's vehicular manslaughter.
You know, like the big meaty words.
Yeah,
vehicular.
I'm a lawyer.
I know. Well, you're on your way to lawyering.
I am not a lawyer.
Yes.
I don't know if it's illegal to represent myself as a lawyer, but let's just say I've gone to jury duty. Have I served on a jury? No, but
she learned at law.com.
I learned from Bob Law.
Oh, okay.
So you don't know what that is. That's from Arrested Development. Bob Loblaw. So it's Scott Baio, and he's the lawyer.
Right.
And his name is Bob Lob, and he's the lawyer. And he's like, Bob blah blah.
I very much need to watch the show.
Oh God, you really do. You really, really do. Guys, if you watch Arrested Development, Noelle got me stickers from Arrested Development. She got me a no touching sticker. She got me a Lucille sticker. She got me a Dead Dove Do Not Eat sticker and a Franklin sticker. So just throwing that out there. Sorry about this. You guys really go off topic. Sorry. All right. Well,
no, we don't. I don't know what you're talking about.
Anyway, so he gets run over by the car. Also, Anthony has a very crazy pyramid tattoo in the front of his neck.
Right. Like right at the front of his neck. I couldn't stop looking at it.
I'm like, I wonder if he sells airborne.
Maybe, or maybe he's like a conspiracy theorist.
Right.
Who
like,
knows?
do you think that's like an Illuminati pyramid?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. Maybe
I don't
he's
know.
part of
And
the
you know,
Illuminati.
and then you see him in a t-shirt and only like, and then like part of it shows. I don't know. It's very interesting tattoo.
Definitely. There's definitely a story behind that we don't know about.
Yes.
All right. So now Marq posted depressing stuff on Facebook. So that's why Anthony liked him.
Okay. All right. If you like somebody that's very depressing.
Yeah.
Interesting. I have a friend for you.
Well, Anthony has a traumatic brain injury. He broke his hip and his femur in Iraq because he was in a tower that exploded.
That's terrifying.
Terrifying. So he was also depressed. So they matched depressions.
Okay. I mean, I get it. Sometimes you just need someone to talk to that feels as sad as you.
Yeah. So they confide in each other, and they were supposed to meet up for Thanksgiving in Mississippi at like a restaurant.
Right.
And he ghosted him.
Stands him up.
Okay, but maybe don't do that on Thanksgiving. Like, I don't know. Imagine you're like super depressed
about it. It's a holiday. Mm-hmm.
It's even more cruel. It's like you added another layer.
He flew there.
Oh my God. So now
stayed in a hotel and everything. That's crazy.
So Neve and Max are going to Houston, Texas to meet Anthony with the Purple Heart.
Mm-hmm.
He has the deepest V-neck you ever did see.
He did have a very deep V.
He was in the hospital for 3 months. And then we see pictures of Marq, who is very good looking.
Okay. He is gorge.
Okay. And Marq, do you not think he kind of looks like Chance the Rapper?
Yes, actually a lot. Now that you say that.
I'm like, what a smile on this guy.
That's very interesting. I didn't even think about that. Okay. I like that.
Thank you. I was like, wow, this guy is like, I don't know, this face, almost a little, I hate to say it, Chris Brown.
Yeah, definitely a little Chris Brown. It's like, and he's a terrible person.
I was going to say, fuck that guy though.
You can't discount that he's a good looking person.
He's a good looking,
terrible PRS.
Right. Yeah. Piece of shit. Exactly. So they also have a mutual friend named Rob.
Right. So this confused me a bit.
Very confusing.
Yeah.
So he calls Rob and he's like, who's that in the picture? And he's like, oh, that's Joshua.
Right.
So he asked Marq, he's like, what's up with this picture? You know, my friend Rob says it's Joshua, and Marq flipped out. Typical deflection.
Yeah. And he's like, oh, it's a fake page.
And he got really mad. So he never made it comfortable to bring up again. And I really love that about him, because that is such a typical man thing to do.
Yes.
It's like, if you catch your boyfriend cheating on you and you ask him about it and he flips out on you, like, how could you ever even ask me that? And then you're like, oh my God, I can't even.
And then you apologize.
Yeah. And you're like, I'm so sorry. I should have never doubted you. And then he's like, I'm cheating on her with 4 girls.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true.
So I was like, wow, this is great. So Robert doesn't like Anthony.
Okay, can we have elaborated a little more?
No, he just doesn't like him.
Just doesn't like him.
It's a private doesn't like.
It was so weird. Yeah.
Right. So now Marq is like, I'm going to send you a picture proving that I was not only carjacked, but then run over by the car on my arm. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to send you an old white hand in a cast.
That was my father's hand.
Okay. I loved that.
That was great. And he really got away with it.
He said that it was because it was swollen. So did you know? Okay. Now, you know how like like when you mix baking soda and water, it
Yeah.
explodes.
Yeah.
Baking soda and vinegar.
Vinegar. Yeah.
Yeah, it explodes. When you mix a black hand and swelling, it turns into an old white hand.
That's very interesting. Good to know.
Yeah.
Just
no matter how dark the skin is, and no matter how young the hand is.
It's like you would think it was actually from the opposite of swelling. Like
right,
maybe if it was like it's too tight, it cut off my circulation, it would get lighter.
No, it got older. First, it got older.
It got sun damage.
It got weathered because it wouldn't swell. It actually, by swelling, he meant shrinking.
Right.
So it was actually swollen, and therefore it got less plump.
Anthony's like, well, that's what I said. It doesn't look right. And it's like,
Anthony,
how do you even kind of believe this though?
Right. So Marq said, then he confronts Marq about lying, and he's like, yes, I do lie because I'm unhappy. And Anthony's like, oh, okay, that's fine.
No, that's fine. I want to keep talking to you and being in love with you too.
And then they're leaving, and Anthony's crying because Marq lies, but we didn't find out anything new.
Okay, but he's like, they leave and he starts like wailing.
Yes,
like by
but
himself.
Also nothing happened.
I couldn't figure out if he was inside of his house or not, or if this was a fake house.
I think this is when they were still doing real houses.
Right, but I think even back then it was like a question mark.
Okay, you're right though, because Melissa, when she met that moron, what's his name?
Jarrod.
J-Rod. When she met J-Rod, she was in a little house, and she said that wasn't her house. It was like a shed
that's
farm.
Right. Yeah, it was a shed.
All right, so now
funny.
Anthony says that he's being brainwashed.
Yes, he is.
Right, he is.
He is though. Yeah, he's like, nobody ever willingly gets brainwashed. And it's like,
did you just say
what?
But you're getting brainwashed.
So you're saying you're willingly getting brainwashed? What? Okay.
So Neve and Max stay at this cabin.
Right. Very cute. But okay. I laugh, and I don't know why. This is the child in me. Whenever anybody like holds their nose and they go like, pee you.
Yeah.
So, Neve goes in his room and he goes, Neve's room. And then he goes in Max's room, and like holds his nose like it stinks in there. It's very funny.
It's like when you smell a little kid's foot and you're like, yuck, pee you. And then the kid screams and laughs. And that's why I don't want to have a kid.
Just did it to on Young and Pregnant.
Yeah. I don't like it.
It's very cute.
Don't you hate that too, or no? Or is that just me?
No, I think it's so cute.
Yeah, I think it's terrible. That's the number one reason why I don't want to have a kid.
That's the number one reason, because they laugh at feet smelling.
Yeah, I can't.
Oh, that's not my number one reason.
I get a secondhand embarrassment from those interactions.
Oh, I like that. I think it's cute because the kids scream laughing.
All right, so Joshua, they look up Joshua. He has 13,000 followers on Facebook. So they write, right, but it's a fake page. So they write to him. And they call him, I like how his name on Facebook is Joshua. And then they just take it upon themselves to call him Josh.
I know. Like, hello.
They're like, hey, J Money. He's like, oh, okay. So he calls back. He says that he's a party promoter. He is in the pictures.
Right. And he's like not fazed by it at all. And they ask him to make a message. Right. Anthony, make a message, film a message, record a message for him.
Record a message. He does it. Okay. So now.
Okay. But also he's a little not that nice when he does it.
Yeah. He's like, sorry, your whole life is ruined.
Yeah.
Good luck to that.
I hope you find what you're looking for. Good luck. Good luck.
They probably told him what to say though.
I don't know. It wasn't that nice.
It wasn't great. I think that people can have a little bit more empathy, but they don't really care. This is going to be the most wild story to tell your friends and family.
Yes.
This holiday season, I want to give a gift to my loved ones that makes them feel special and unique, just like the relationship that you and I share.
We do share a very unique relationship.
That's why I'm giving everyone I care about Storyworth. Storyworth is an online service that helps you and your loved ones preserve precious memories and stories for years to come. It's a thoughtful and meaningful gift that connects you to those who matter most. Every week, Storyworth emails your relative or friend thought-provoking question of your choice from their vast pool of possible options. Each unique prompt asks questions you've never thought to ask, like what's the bravest thing you've ever done in your life? Or if you could see into the future, what would you want to find out? After 1 year, Storyworth will compile all of your loved ones' stories, including photos, into a beautiful keepsake book that you'll be able to share and revisit for generations to come. Reading the weekly stories helps connect you with your loved ones, no matter how near or far apart you are. Noelle, We gave everyone in our family Storyworth this year.
Literally every single person has Storyworth. I can't wait to get the books.
So if you guys listen to BS, our other podcast, you know that I just found out that Noelle's stepfather is from Long Island, and he's going to write a story about that. And I'm going to always be able to remember that. Thank God. With Storyworth, I'm giving those I love most a thoughtful personal gift from the heart and preserving their memories and stories for years to come. Go to storyworth.com/catfish and save $10 on your first purchase. That's storyworth.com/catfish to save $10 on your first purchase. This is literally the perfect Christmas gift, especially when you get people gifts and they just like kind of leave them laying around
and they just never do anything with it.
Yeah. All right. So they run Mark's number and they find
I like
someone.
That Max is like, we never do that.
I know. So they run it and they find this guy named Fromell.
Right.
Okay. Why didn't they ask Joshua about Robert?
Right. I don't understand.
Like this was something that should have been cut out of the episode. It had nothing to do with anything.
But maybe they did ask. Maybe they asked.
There's something that
were
missing.
It out. Yeah. I don't know. I feel like there's always so much missing. There's not enough to the story.
Right. So they search for Mel and they find another social media profile.
Right.
And they find a video of Fromell. And he's like, I love myself. I love everything about myself. And they tell Anthony, and Anthony is hysterical listening to this video.
Yeah, it's quite a video though.
Yes.
Yeah,
it's definitely
very interesting.
So Anthony does not want to talk to him. So Neve calls Marq, tells him he needs to be honest. And he basically makes him confess on the phone that it's Fromell, which they never do.
But first he's like, I'll call you back. I'm about to go into the office.
And he's like, I can hear you fine.
He's like, no, I'd rather not hang up with you. And he's like, no, I'm about to be right in the office. It's like, what are you talking about?
That was
so
funny.
Weird. Yeah.
That was very funny. Fromell was like, I'm in the garage. Now I'm going to be in the other part of the garage. So that's good. I'm a mechanic.
Good way to try to get off the phone.
Yes. So they take him to Fromell's house. Now, like I said, they usually don't reveal that it is him beforehand. They usually just say like, we know you have a secret.
Right, because then there's no buildup because we already know what to expect.
It is pouring raining, and this is the infamous
thunder,
right? This is the infamous garage scene. There are so many garage scenes in Catfish moving forward, but
there's a lot of either park or garage.
They love a good garage. I think it's easier to get the shots because like the door is so big.
Yes.
All right, so Fromell comes out. He has a kid and play flat top haircut.
That was my first thought when I saw him.
Yeah. Anthony will not look him in the face.
Anthony is so mad. Like I'm afraid of him. He is like angry.
Yes. So he tells him, this is what Fromell tells him. I'm in love with you as my partner.
And it's like, wait, what?
Anthony's gonna punch you in the face.
Yeah. Anthony's going to hurt you all the way.
And he said that he was in the restaurant on Thanksgiving, just staring at him.
Okay. I wouldn't have admitted that part. I would have been like, oh no, I was home eating. Like I would definitely not have said that I was in the restaurant watching you.
Yeah, no, I was.
That is embarrassing.
But why did you do that? Why do you even go?
Anthony's like,
how many hours did you sit in the restaurant?
Well, that's the thing. And Anthony's like, you just let me sit there embarrassed. And Fromell's like, oh yeah, it was embarrassing. It's like, what? You didn't make this guy feel any better.
Fromell, is a sociopath.
Fromell is a troll.
He is terrible. So Max, I love Max. He comes in with the realistic point of view. He's like, oh, so are you just like a liar in general?
Right.
He's like, yes, I am.
But that's the thing. He is. You could tell he has crazy eyes. Sorry.
But that's what I'm saying. He does. So Anthony is very mad. They start screaming at each other. Now, the thing is, like, I want to write like what happens in the fight, but it was just like, I don't know where it started.
No, it was just yelling. Yeah.
A lot of yelling. And Anthony walks into the rain.
I don't blame him though. I'd be like, get me away from this crazy person.
So Neve follows him and Fromell's like, but I really love him.
Oh yeah, sure. You don't know how to love.
Okay, but Anthony, why do you think Anthony asked him if he was in the restaurant? Do you think he recognized him?
Yes.
Okay, but when you're in the restaurant for 3 hours by yourself and you see another man that's in the restaurant for 3 hours by himself staring at you,
right?
Wouldn't you approach him?
Maybe he had on like a disguise.
But what does that mean, a disguise? He was the disguise.
I know. It's yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's so you're there by yourself for all these hours. So is this other guy. You're both there by yourselves. You didn't think to yourself, maybe this is it. That's why I say, like, did Anthony know more?
Oh, he definitely did. He definitely did. So, this is in Jackson, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next day they call him back and they are like, hey, we're going to come back. So they go back to the garage, but now they get to go inside.
Right.
And we reveal two of Formel's friends, Stephanie and Ligarius.
Yes.
Okay. That's a name I've never heard before in my whole life.
And Max said it back too. He's like, Ligarius. And I was like, I would never have remembered that in 30 seconds.
Well, he said it back so that he would remember it.
Oh, okay. That's a smart tip.
Yeah, that's a tip. I do it all the time and I literally will never remember.
That's funny.
Yeah. It's like, oh, your name is Noelle. Hey, Noelle, nice to meet you. And then I'm like, I don't know what her name is.
And then you're like, oh, never mind.
So these are his close friends. They know all about Anthony.
Right.
And Anthony is right. He's like, I don't think he's owned up to anything. I think he literally doesn't care.
He hasn't owned up to anything. He was just like giving excuses and like professing his love.
Yeah.
Really,
so he said that he doesn't seem remorseful. So now they're screaming at each other. And I love that Anthony threatens to hit him and no one even gets like no one cares.
But I like that. And okay, we're not up to that part. But yes, he's like yelling at him and then like, because I think he thinks that Formel deserves it. And I think everybody else thinks Formel deserves it.
Yeah, they're like, oh, that's fine. If he hits him. No one really cares.
Yeah, because he's frustrating to talk to.
I know, but it's just so funny how like in another situation, if someone threatened to hit someone, they'd be like, hey, guys,
that's
guys.
True.
I mean, isn't that the I've heard that so much on this show. It's like, guys.
Yeah, it's always guys. Yeah.
And now it's like, oh, well, I guess if Anthony hits you, it's
right.
Hurt.
Yeah.
It's probably going to hurt real hard too.
Because he's big mad.
He's not only is he big mad, he's a vet.
Oh, that's right. I forget about this.
Listen, I'm not saying that everyone who's in the service is tough, but like, I feel like you can't be too, I don't know.
He's trained for combat.
That's what I'm saying. Like he's trained to kill.
Yeah.
He's going to punch him all the way.
He's going to put his fist through his face.
Yes. So Anthony walks out and Neve goes to get him and they go back in.
Right. But I like that he comes in now a lot softer because the problem is with someone like Formel, you can't be aggressive with them. They're never going to give you what you want. You catch more flies with honey than you do with poop.
I know. Well, Formel, he really wanted to change himself and I don't really want to change myself, but we love what you do and we don't want you to change.
That's true.
That's what happens. So here's the thing. We've been using Olive and June.
Yes.
Nail polish. And we've been using their manicure system. Oh God, Noelle, I'm really like in love with this nail polish.
Tracey, I give myself a manicure every week. I've never in 40 years have done this until I discovered Olive and June.
It's because Olive and June's manicure system comes with all the tools you need in one box. This is the easiest manicure system. It comes with a poppy. So this is a patented brush handle that makes it so easy to paint with both of your hands. It's a game changer. Your nails will look professionally done compared to how you do your nails at home before you got Olive and June. They used to look like I painted them like when I was like 5.
Yeah, it was not great.
Olive and June's polishes are amazing. I use them. You use them. Your mother-in-law uses them. Like every single person in our Facebook group now uses them. We actually did a tutorial with Olive and June and we have that available in our Facebook groups.
Yes, everyone loved it. It was so cool.
We did a Zoom tutorial with them and they showed us exactly how to get these amazing nail polish like manicures. Amazing. Yes. With the holidays coming up, now that I know what everyone on my list is getting, the manicure system. And while I'm at it, Olive and June has so many amazing gifts under $30. I might have to pick up some things for myself too.
Yeah, I think so.
Gifts for everyone on your list this year, including you, with this special limited time offer. Go to oliveandjune.com/catfish and use code catfish to save 20% on your order. That's Olive and June, oliveandjune.com/catfish, code catfish to save 20% on your order. oliveandjune.com/catfish, code catfish. And obviously everything is going to be in the show notes.
Show notes.
All right. So Anthony comes back and he apologizes for disrespecting him. He's like, I'm sorry that I threatened to punch you in the face in your mom's house.
I love that, in your mama's house. That was my favorite part.
That was very cute. I was like, he's sweet.
Yeah.
So they're like, why don't we learn more about Pharrell? Right. Pharrell. I called him Pharrell. Like
that's okay. No, it's okay. He's a rap
He's a
star.
rapper. Yeah. And he's like, well, when I was 12, I got into an accident and I had 4 billion surgeries.
But why don't you say what the accident was?
What does that mean?
Yeah, I don't know.
I'm not saying you didn't, but like what?
Were you hit by a car?
Were you run over? Were you? Let me ask you a question. Were you carjacked, ran over by the car, and then your hands were old white men hands?
Yes, that's probably exactly what happened.
Do you think he got a hand transplant?
Maybe.
Noelle.
That's why they didn't show his hands the whole episode.
They didn't show his hands. Do you think he had old white man hands? Like maybe an old white guy died and he got a hand transplant.
Maybe a handiotomy. It does happen.
I think it's a handiectomy. That's what I learned in hand transplant school.
Oh, right. Okay.
Handtransplantschool.com. Yeah. So he said that he hated himself. Being gay was a struggle. And then he said, I really need your forgiveness.
Right. But like was like weirdly almost like begging for it. Like he suddenly cared.
Right. And I got to tell you, I think what happened was Anthony decided to check out.
Right. And then he suddenly cared.
Yeah, I don't think he cared at all.
Well, then maybe he was pretending to care.
I think he was pretending to care to make it over with.
Okay. Yeah, I understand that though.
He was like, you know
let's
what?
just get this done with.
You're totally right. I forgive you.
Yeah.
Everything's great. I'm never talking to you again. I hope you choke. What?
Yeah,
I didn't
would
say
just
the
be
last
like,
part.
I want to get out of here.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, that makes sense.
So
like, I want to get out of here. I want to get on my life.
Let's go to the cabin and have a party.
Yeah, but not in Max's room. PU.
All right. So now 2 months later, I love that this is the update for everyone.
Okay. Let's hear it.
He's working on himself. He's putting dating on hold. That's what they always say.
It's always dating on hold to focus on themselves or to work on themselves.
What does that even mean? And also, he never spoke again. But Fremel has a boyfriend.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah, sure you do. So do
George
I. His
Glass.
name is George Glass. Yeah. And he goes to a different school. And I met him at camp. You don't know him. He doesn't live here.
Oh my God. I can't take it.
But even though he has a boyfriend, he still wants to reconnect with Anthony.
Yes. He thinks about him every day.
Yeah, I think George Glass really doesn't mind that at all because he knows what a connection they have.
No, George Glass is like, listen, I get it. Okay, I totally get it. You love him.
You love him, but you guys are just friends now because obviously you and I are in love.
We're in a full-on relationship, actually.
Yeah, we're all the way in. You're my boyfriend and I'm your boyfriend and we're probably going to get married. I'm so glad that we met, even though we don't live nowhere near each other and we have 0 mutual friends.
Yes. But I love you.
I love you. We've been dating for a while now. 2 months later.
He's suddenly in a full-on relationship.
Yeah. He's like, actually, we got engaged.
But he gives no details either. So there's your red flag.
I have a boyfriend too.
Right. So weird.
He's really tall. He's very handsome. He's rich.
He has a yacht.
He has a yacht. He's a doctor lawyer, but he's kind of like off the grid. He doesn't have any social media or anything, and you can't Google him because he's a private doctor lawyer.
Extra private practice.
He has the most private practice that you've ever seen.
That you ever did see. This is a strange episode.
Yeah, he's extra private, just like Fremel's boyfriend. That's my boyfriend. They actually know each other.
Of course, they're chums.
Yeah, they actually they grew up in the same country, so.
Okay, but we don't know what country that is. Okay,
it's private. Private island. They grew up in a private island, off of the coast of Georgia.
Oh, okay, that private island.
Yeah, it's right by Miami.
Oh, okay, that one.
It's a private island off the coast of Mississippi.
Okay, there you go. A landlocked state.
Yeah, right by see, I don't know if you guys know about Mississippi, but there's a river that runs it's right by
it.
It's right by the Mississippi River. There's another river that runs perpendicular to it. And that's where all the salmon is.
Oh, right. The Salmon River.
Yeah, it's right by the Salmon River. So
yeah, the Sockeye River.
It's right by the Sushi Lake. So
yum.
Just letting you know that Fremel's boyfriend is also extra private practice.
Okay, this is a fever dream. That's what this has turned into.
What do you think about this episode?
This was so much better than I thought it was going to be. Okay. But I feel like, I don't know, it kind of seemed a little fake to me. I don't know.
Oh, for sure. I think Mel contacted them just how they said it. But Noelle, who's Robert?
Who's Robert?
Who is Robert? Why does he hate him? Why didn't they give
us more info?
They definitely had to have cut things. Him? It doesn't make any sense. I hate when they do that and they just drop the ball. It's almost like,
yeah.
And how about this one?
Yeah.
How did Mel know who Joshua was?
Right. That's what I mean. There's so many weird things happening here.
Something's fake.
No, I know. That's why I'm like, I can't trust this episode. Okay. It was interesting. It was fun to watch.
I don't think he really did use Joshua's pictures.
Really?
Yeah.
I guess I feel like I didn't think about that.
Okay. Yeah, I think that they said that he used Joshua's pictures, but I don't think he did.
Didn't. Okay, maybe.
Because why didn't they ask him how he knew Joshua?
I don't know, and I feel like Anthony I don't know. He wasn't shocked when he saw him. He was just more mad.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I don't know.
The guy from the diner.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that guy.
I know him. I know him. We sat together and we had things.
That's what I was going to say. They probably shared cranberry sauce.
Imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine they met up and they were like, hey, so I'm alone and you're alone. We might as well talk. And then he didn't recognize his voice.
Maybe. I don't know. Something's like weird.
There's something that we don't know. Noelle, you did a deep dive.
Okay. So first of all, I want to tell you.
Yeah, anything.
Mel does not have his Instagram page anymore. He doesn't have a Facebook page, but somebody took a screenshot of something that he had on Instagram, and it was a picture of Mel and Anthony together.
Okay.
And Mel wrote, everyone wants to know how we ended up. Now you see, he is right here by my side and I by his. My love for him is still strong as ever. It's true what Future said. I found my home and my best friend, and I'll be there no matter what. Our love is indescribable. You mad, bro? Fix your face. And to all the thirsty blank that been hitting up who he with. So fall back because he ain't giving y'all no play, baby.
So they were together.
But that's what I mean. So that's what, as soon as I read this, I'm like, okay, now I'm actually very confused about all of this. Now I don't know what to believe. I sent it to you too. Because it's like, there's a picture of them together. They're not in the clothes that they even were on Catfish. You know what I mean? Like this shows me that they knew. Just to me.
Okay, they're also in. Okay, so I think that this is the reunion because I think that they're in Times Square.
Because of the McDonald's, right?
Yep, I think they're in Times Square. So I guess we'll have to find out when we recap the reunion. Yeah, no, they're definitely in Times Square. Look at the billboards behind them.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to tell you this. Okay.
So do you think that they started dating?
But that's what I mean. That's what he's alluding to. But he's also
a liar,
crazy, right?
I like. Then
I found Mel's Twitter. It hasn't been updated since 2013,
right?
But then he has he has this picture. It says me and Anthony Catfish, but it looks like adolescence. Like there's no way this is even them.
Okay.
So I'm also going to send this to you, but he's a troll. The things that Mel has been posting on this page, he was basically like breaking down Catfish as it aired. Like he says,
he was live tweeting it.
Yeah, he was live tweeting it. He said, it's over. Don't worry. MTV will play it, blah, 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 blah times before the next episode. Look at me webcamming all cute and shit. I low key wanted a hug at the end. 1,000 retweets and I'll leak Anthony's nudes. Yeah. FMTV for taking the gap, like meaning his tooth explanation out. Like it's just, he was just live. He's a troll.
Right.
The whole part of me still loving Anthony was MTV's idea. You know, it's just like, so I don't know what to believe with this guy. Sure. Goddamn, Neve, if only you'd mind your business.
Oh, he's going to mind his business?
Yeah, that's what I mean. He just seems like such a troll. It's so weird.
He is a troll.
So there's no updates on him.
Okay.
That's all I found. So Anthony is in the process of
transitioning
to
interesting.
I'm not sure of the pronunciation. I think it's Antonia.
Okay.
Ellis is the last name. And that's what I found on Facebook and on Instagram.
Okay. That Anthony is now Antanya and uses she, her pronouns.
Yes.
Okay.
And she lives in Georgia. There's not much info. She was a phlebotomist at a health center.
Okay.
But that's it, really. Just in Georgia, not much personal information. Not married or with children. Just
do you think she moved to Georgia to be kind of like by the private island, or
you never know?
Okay, yeah.
So I think that the social media is more about the transition now, the transition journey.
Okay.
Because it's pretty new. I think it started in October.
Okay.
So and that's what I got for you.
Okay. What else did you find, Noelle?
Did I find something else?
Did you not find some Tumblr pictures?
Oh my God, I forgot all about this. Okay. So, and it's funny because you and I were talking about this. So I just found this random page. You know how like sometimes you Google something and a website will just have like a picture, but no explanation.
Mm-hmm.
So it's just this random page and it says, am I the only one that loved the mirrors all over Anthony's bedroom? It gave me some ideas for those who want to comfort Anthony through his pain. And then it's a picture of Anthony and another feller. And, they have wife beaters up to their necks and they're I see their butts and it looks like a sexual act is going to start and it's up on his Tumblr page. The Tumblr page is not active anymore.
So here's the thing. I learned years ago that Tumblr was just like porn.
Really?
Yeah. So I forgot who was telling me that. They were like, oh yeah, I just go to Tumblr for porn. And I'm like, what?
I thought it was like a page where people like express themselves with pictures, I guess.
Right. But I guess there was no, you know how like on Twitter, there's no censorship. So there's just like porn. Yeah. I don't know why I couldn't say that word. Censorship. Tumblr apparently was the same thing. And people just used to like have like logs and logs and logs of porn.
I did not know that.
I will say this, the photograph of these two people, what nice butts.
Okay, Tracey. Like if I was gonna get a BBL,
I would bring this picture.
I would bring.
Yes.
The proportion, it's gorgeous. These bodies are gorgeous.
Yes, I know. And I'm like, this is what I want.
I sent it to you. You're like, oh.
So yeah, I guess he would at the time, Anthony was participating in some
Tumblr
activities.
Yeah, Tumblr activities. I like that. Tumblr activities. Tumbling, if you will. Yeah, it was the only thing I could find on that. I tried to find some more.
I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble for you. I'll tumble for you.
Boy, George. This was that was my favorite picture. I can't believe I forgot it. I'm like, oh no, there's nothing else. Yeah, this was probably the most interesting thing I could find, but since the Tumblr's gone, I couldn't find any other pictures.
Well, it was very interesting. This was a wild ride.
This was fun.
This was definitely fun. Make sure you're following me, your host, at Tracey Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter, and go check out my new website. TraceyCarnazzo.com is back up and running. It was under construction for quite a while, and the construction is over and the roads are open. So TraceyCarnazzo.com, Tracey Tuzini on Instagram and Twitter, and Noelle is at Noe Girl on Instagram and Twitter. And make sure you listen to our other podcasts, 90 Day Fiance Trash Talk and Teen Mom Trash Talk.
Follow us, love us, tell a friend.
And guess what? If you want to hear about the reunion or our other podcast, BS, where Noelle and I just BS, there's over 300 episodes of bonus content over at patreon.com/trash talk podcast. And guess what? There's merch available at TraceyCarnazzo.com.
And she sends it out fast.
I do it fast. Bye.
Bye.